found out that Kristen was pregnant, and we were both reluctant to tell whoever we needed to tell. I told my parents, and they were actually supportive of it, so it made me feel a little better. And we went through all the normal checkups, like everything you're supposed to go through, and we were just anxious to see if it was a boy or girl, things like that, like how things were going.
A little later on in the pregnancy, we found out that he had some medical issues that they didn't know what it was going to be. From then, as it progressed, we found out he was going to have some heart defects. Found he had a hole in his heart, and a couple other things that we really didn't understand what they were, but we knew that he wasn't going to be 10 fingers, 10 toes, come home in 2 days, and live happily ever after.
Braxtyn has 3 heart defects. They are DORV, which is double outlet right ventricle, which means that both of his ventricles come out on the right side, and I don't know how that relates to a normal heart. I just know it's not supposed to be there. He has TGA, which is transposition of the great arteries, but he has Type-D, and I know that means that both of his arteries that are on the one side are backwards, so that adds another problem. And he has Atrioventricular Septal Defect, or AVSD, and he basically just has a giant hole in all 4 chambers of the heart, right in the middle. So, I mean, like, that can help a little with the way blood flows, but it also won't grow up on its own like most holes in the heart will. And really, before, they said that the hole wasn't a big deal, that they weren't going to worry about it. So, but he also has no appendix because they took it out in the Malrotation surgery, which is called a LADS procedure. He has a partial fundoplication, which is also called Nissen, which basically is like a stomach wrap. And he was born without a spleen, which is called asplenia. So he'll always be immunocompromised, and that's really all the health concerns that he has. He had a pinpoint stroke, but it didn't affect him in the long term, and those are it.
I mean, whenever you think of babies, you don't think of, health problems or anything. You just think of them as normal babies, and, having, heart defects with a child is, emotionally exhausting and physically exhausting. We've gotten to the point where, we thought we lost him, where you start breathing, you turn purple, and that just sinks in real quick. Reality hits, I guess. So it changes everything once you actually have a kid with problems. So, but yeah, he's had 5 major surgeries, 1 bowel. The second one was his heart surgery, and then the third one was his stomach surgery, and then the last 2 are the heart surgeries. So there's more surgeries to come.
I know, like, he's always kind of in pain when he's laying there because, and I mean, even the physical therapists talk about it, like, they get so used to people, like, every time they touch him, it's something bad, like, they poke him with an IV or something like that, so you go in and, all I want to do is make sure he's happy. Like, even if something's hurting him, if I can go in there and he's happy, then I'm fine for the rest of the day. I'm just worried about long term, basically, I guess, because I know that he can have these little spells and stuff, but then, like I said, you see these kids that go so long and then something happens that, and that I think about that a lot at night when I'm just laying there, like this will never end, because he'll always have to be on something or doing something or watching something, because it never goes away. You can't cure it. You just have to hope that you fix it, so it never goes away. It will always be like a struggle.
I pray to God every night that he's okay, and Braxtyn has so many other little heart friends that go through the same troubles if they don't have the same exact heart defects. we all talk and make sure, check it off on other babies and what they go through to see if there's something similar that, if one baby has this, maybe our baby's go through the same thing. So, we just try to relate everybody and keep a positive attitude, so laughter is what gets you through the hardest times.
You never realize how much you love someone until they're your own child and you just want to do everything for them. Because I know I always see pictures online that say lock your dog and your wife in your trunk and see which one is happy to see you when you open it. And I feel like that would be the same with him. I could just, if we have to leave all day and I come back and he's just laying there, he's just so happy to see us, because I don't know if he's realized that we're the only people that don't like poking with needles or anything or sticking, but he's just always so happy to see us because he knows that we're there to support him and just be there for him. And I mean, you just want to let other people know that things like this can happen, but there's so much you can do about it. You can't just sit there and not let anything affect you from it.
As parents, you want to fix it. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's getting a speeding ticket at 120 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
You want to fix it. After you get mad, you want to fix the problem. And every parent has that inherent quality about them that they want to fix it. I want to fix it for Dallas and Kristen. Dallas wants to fix it for Braxton. I can love on Dallas and, hey, I'm here for you, I'm supporting you. And maybe that might help mend that for him, but it doesn't help him mend that for Braxton. He's doing what he needs to do, and ultimately it's getting to him.
He's kept his faith, though, and I'm thankful for that.
I think sometimes I'll see online that people put, oh, my kid has a toothache, I wish I could fix it. I just wish that they would come down here and sit through this and then realize that you do not need to worry about a toothache. There's much more serious things that could happen. And I have to sit there and tell myself that, they can't help it. If I was in their shoes, I would do the same thing, but we're just in different circumstances. I just have to realize that, I can't get mad at them for doing that because they are doing the same thing I'm doing, is just worrying and doing stuff like that. And I know, sometimes, it gets to be too much, while you're here, the stress gets to be too much, and I know I wouldn't say I'm a very emotional person, but sometimes it just gets to me, and even then, I'll try to walk away from Kristen or something, not to show it, because I just don't like to show my emotions. But sometimes you just have to sit there and just cry because that's all you can do.
It's amazing to watch them with Braxton because they love that little boy so much, and they've taken the time to seriously pay attention because Braxton requires a lot of care to take, care of him. There are a lot of things that you have to do, and it has to be done in a particular time frame and in a certain way, and they are both just so amazing. You can tell that he is their world.
He's my baby boy. He's one of the strongest person, that I know. He has gone through so many surgeries, and he's only almost 6 months old. No one ever should have to go through something like that. And you can do all those things, and he will still be happy. Little Braxton, and when he plays, it just lights up your world because, he smiles, and just, nothing else matters in the world. So he just is an amazing little man.
You just have to appreciate everything that you have, because something as simple as this that they say, even if, right now, even if he does get through these surgeries and it goes great, you see everywhere you look, there are banners of kids that live till they're 10 and then something happens and they pass away. So it's really hard, especially when everything around you is something memorializing death. So I know Kristen says I don't ever show my emotions, but when that stuff is around you all the time and you get to, and you see all these other memorial videos of babies that have passed away, it really gets to you because you know that this could just happen at any time. think I would like to have assurance the most, but you just can't. When I lay down and I'm by myself, I end up going through pictures, and it just makes me think that's something you do after you can't see someone anymore. You look through all the pictures, and I just have to sit there and stop myself because I can't. I mean, it just puts me in that mindset that anything can happen, and this is what I would be doing if something did happen, is going through pictures, so I have to stop myself and just realize that, I wish someone could tell me, sit there and say, oh, he's going to be great, he's going to be fine, but you just can't. And so that's really what gets you, is not knowing. Like, I'm sure there are 100 quotes out there that's like, not knowing is way worse than anything else, and it's true. And I just try not to get in the mindset of letting something happen, just trying to stay positive and saying that, I know that this will be okay, because, I just have to know that. That's all I can do, is just sit there and hope.
I think one of the important things is to have a support system to where, you can have a shoulder to cry on when something bad happens, or if something good happens, you can talk about with somebody. So I think if you're cooped up in a hospital for, as long as we've been here, you start to go a little crazy, and, you're just not the happiest person to be around. So I think having someone to talk to about what's going on is very helpful. And I know there's been a few nights where, I just cry on Dallas' shoulder because it's too much for me to handle. Seeing him at, his lowest point, or something not good that I want to hear. And, it's just a big slap in the face sometimes when you see your kid not going through something well, and then you see all these other kids being perfectly normal and happy. So I think having someone to talk to is great, and it's just very hard, and you have to stay positive and happy. So
when people call and show that they're actually concerned about you, it means a lot, because I know a lot of my friends will just call and just be like, oh, hey, how's he doing? And it makes you think, oh, people are really thinking about me and hoping that he's doing great. So, it really means a lot. And even when you don't ask and they come up here and visit, it's just a selfless act for them to show how much they care and come up here and see him. It means a lot. You could never have too much support in things like this. So
when people pray, we feel it. We know it. When people support our family through prayer, through consideration, through cards, Facebook posts, and things of that nature, that means more to us than anything. The Bible tells us that what you've done for the least of mine, you've done to me. That's what the Lord says. The Lord says, what you've done for the least of my people, you've done for me. So what you do speaks to who you are. Everybody's got a Facebook account. I don't know many people that don't. Go to the Facebook account. Just all you got to do is, I'm praying for you. But don't just type it in there and say you're doing it. Do it.
If it helps other people grow in their Christian walk, that's just an added blessing. Because Braxtyn is he's a blessing to everybody that knows him.
Though I'm down, I know I'll rise.
Hi, Rob, baby.
To a new and brighter day. Until then, I'll hold on tight to promises of peace. They say this kind you can't understand. It passes all the ways of man, but it still won't remove the task at hand. Any place, anytime, anywhere but here tonight. As long as I'm not where I am right now, that I'll escape this hurt, 'cause it can burn or make you cold, all the way down to your soul. It's a cup I know we all must take. Don't we all deserve a break?
Hi, baby.
just for a little
You were
while.
karaoke or karaoke?
I've heard it all before. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I know there must be more than just longing for something better. Any place, any time, anywhere you say is fine. As long as I am where you brought me to. This hurt remains, but so do you.
Your daddy funny looking.
It can burn or make you cold, all the way down to your soul. It's a cup I know we all must take. Don't we all deserve a break?